Let's split up here. I'm going to check on what's happening with the Spina. You know how it is. There's some things you just need to be there for yourself.
You still have energy for that, Navia? Paimon's already beat.
Guess we can't underestimate Navia's tenacity.
Let's head back to the Fleuve Cendre and have a rest then. Thanks for keeping me company all this time.
I'll depart as well. Thanks for your hard work today. Rest well, everyone. Traveler, I will go talk to Furina tomorrow morning to ask about the stone slates. I'm sure that you're concerned about this matter as well. If you have time, drop by my office. I will share the results of our discussion with you.
Alright, see you tomorrow.
Are you really gonna talk to her about this directly? Will that be a problem? Paimon's getting a little scared now that it's come to this.
She has long been harboring secrets and will not give them up easily, which makes it all the more my duty to ensure that she understands the present situation.
Alright, we'll leave it in your hands then. You're probably the best person to talk to her anyway.
I will be carefully considering my words tonight.
Traveler,
Yeah.
Paimon, our safe house at the Fleuve Cendre is always open to you, as ever. So please don't think you're an imposition. All right. I'll be on my way then.
If Navia both depart, you and Paimon head to the Spina de Uzula base and Fleuve Cendre.
We're finally back!
Welcome back. We've got a special menu prepared for you two tonight.
Yay! And there's good food too! Navi, no, the boss is the best.
You did great as well, Paimon.
Ooh, desserts! Nice, these are all Paimon's! Paimon's already starting to forget what happened today.
Mona?
Oh, that voice. Is that who I think it is?
So you're showing up with the Archon Quest, which actually doesn't make a lot of sense since we heard the voice line.
It's you two. What are you doing in Fontaine?
I would be asking that of you. Then again, Hydromancy, I suppose, so you would know this place a lot. Lady Majestus.
Seriously, nobody just uses a scry glass whenever they've got time to just see who they'll meet on the road.
Still, we didn't expect to see you here. Wait, you're not a Fontainian, are you, Mona?
Well, I have some business to attend to here, so I booked a hotel in the city. I was just out for a stroll when I bumped into you. Quite unexpectedly, if I might add.
Some business,
Why
huh?
did you think I was from Fontaine, though? Is that because Magistus doesn't sound much like a monster?
Well, also your Hydromancy, you know. I think you had some sort of association with the nation of Hydra.
Well, I used to have my own surname, which was, well, some other thing. Either way, the old hag told me when she took me as her disciple that the first step to being a great astrologist's pupil was to change that name. There was nothing for it, really. She really is amazing at
So
astrology,
B changed your surname.
I changed my name to what it is now, according to
Or
her
she hoped
wishes.
you change your
To my
surname.
surprise, however, Magistus is not the name of some ancient house or clan.
It isn't?
Nope. Although it is used by us in place of surnames, it generally just means great.
So one of the great. Really?
Wow! Imagine including a boast in your name. Wait, are you gonna have to put that into your genealogy as well?
I reckon so. In any case, I'd give my disciple a name like this as well, if I were to take one.
Why even may I ask what your master's name is? It's like, I already know who her master's name is by now. B. Hexenzirkel mage.
Astromancer,
Barbaros Trismegistus.
Whoa, that's a
Trismegistus.
Does it also mean great or something?
My name means Mona the Great Astrologist. As for the old hag, hers is, in plain speech, the thrice as great Scholar of the Stars. Just
So
take it as a title
Barbaros, right.
specific to
Yeah, again, we really know her
astrologists.
name, but...
Thrice as great? That's so petty.
I know, right? That's just how she is. She used to call herself Magistus, actually, but when she took me in, she changed her name to Trismegistus.
Talk about excessive.
Magistus is thus the calling card of our school, so to speak, which makes it about the same as a surname. It's all right if you don't get it. You can look into it further should you need to study astrology more deeply.
So that's her full name, Astromancer Barbaros Trismegistus. And the Magistus comes from her, which makes sense. How about Triple Strength Traveler?
That sounds terrible!
Yeah, it does.
But anyway, you're not Fontanian, are you, Mona? You're from Mondstadt, right?
Well, I was born in Mondstadt, yes. My parents migrated to Dorman Port, and I traveled with the old hag for a while.
Again with Dorman
after
Port.
which I settled down in Mondstadt City.
One of the two enigmatic areas that we've never seen yet.
You know you won't be dissolved by Fontaine's waters.
Speaking of that, I'm sure you're aware that a bunch of things have happened here in Fontaine, right? I know you're not a local, but I'd avoid getting too close to any water that looks strange all the same. There's something ominous about it. Well, the water, I mean.
Well, obviously we know what it is. Did you come to Fontaine because of the prophecy, Mona?
That was the main reason, yes. Just a while back, the Steambird invited me to take part in a panel and speak about the circulation of the prophecy as an astrologist. The invitation was sent quite early on. I don't think anyone expected Fontaine to be in this much trouble.
What do you make of that prophecy, Mona? Just tell us what you think as an astrologist. Your word would go a long way to make things more certain and less scary.
What I can tell you is that I'm an astrologist, and that this prophecy concerns the fate of Fontaine, even that of Altivat. Ascertaining this is akin to reading the fortune of the whole world. I'm afraid that this is not something that just anyone can do. If I could do it, you would no longer call me an astrologist, but a visionary. But on the flip side, the prophecy is so huge and powerful that it must surely come from a powerful visionary. Its contents involve the fate of the world. Disregarding it would be a mistake.
Nicole.
A visionary? Sounds really powerful and all, but
Yes.
does such a person really exist?
There is one.
Of course. The old hag could do it, and I'd bet there are others amongst those Hexenzirkel colleagues of hers who could do something similar.
Could you help me get in touch with your master?
Huh? Are you sure? All right, I'll help you. It isn't often that I see you with such a serious look on your face. I'll tell you once I hear back from her.
Thanks.
Thanks, Mona. You're amazing as always.
Oh, well, this is something only I can do after all. So yes, your praises are quite welcome.
That's the greatest of astrologists for you! Of all the people we know, you know the star's the best!
Indeed. That's the spirit.
Oh, sorry. I came to see what all the commotion was about. If there's anything you need, do not hesitate to inform the Spina di Rosula.
Oh, whoops. Guess we were getting a little too carried away there. Well, I'll go tend to my own business now. If I receive any news, I'll be sure to come find you two again.
And there she goes, quick as rushing water. And here we are with the Spina guy giving us suspicious looks.
Try to keep it down next time, Paimon.
If Paimon hadn't spoken for you, it'd be you getting all the weird looks. Huh. The things Paimon does for you.
Alright. Thanks, Paimon.
That's more like it.
I can talk my own dialogue, thank you very much.
Good morning. To be honest, Paimon's still feeling kind of sleepy. But it's time to get up, Traveler. We agreed to go see Neuvillette, so let's pack it up and get going.
So that's when Nimona shows up. But the thing is, we hear a voice that seems to come from Nicole as well. Is it because we're in the meeting with the Hexenzirkel member for the first time? Or is it your flashback?
You're here! Finally!
Sadine, why?
Is something wrong?
Monsieur Neuvillette and Lady Furina, they seem to have gotten into a dispute. Please go see for yourself.
Are you serious?
Like I said, I've already explained everything.
And yet the problem has not been properly solved. There is little space for excuses between us. It is not my intention to offend you, but please, tell me where you stand. You are the Hydro Archon Focalor, are you not? Look at this. This is a list of the victims from
I
the
thought you
recent
said you'd be
Poissons
careful what you would say, Neuvillette.
You mean... they're all...
We did not arrive in time to avert this disaster, and I will not have it happen again. I will say this once more. You must tell me everything you know. Yesterday, I found 3 stone slates in some ancient ruins near Poissons. Do you know anything about those?
Seriously? You're questioning me like this is a court case now. I don't know anything about that. But you found them in some ancient ruins, you say?
That's correct, which is why I came to ask you some questions. There should have been 4 slates, but one of them was missing. The other 3 feature different images that seem to correlate to the prophecy.
The prophecy?
The second of these slates depicts the previous Hydro Archon Egeria kneeling before a floating island in the sky, as if confessing something. Do you know nothing of this either?
I don't. I've never seen such slates.
I'll ask you again. Do you really have no information regarding the previous Archon? My deciphering of the slates indicates that the Hydro Archon Egeria once had to confess to, or apologize for, a certain sin. If anyone would know about it, it should be you.
All gods don't have the same secrets, you know. She was herself and I'm me. Is it really so strange that I know nothing? I understand your concerns, but I'm sorry. I just don't have anything to
Well, you
tell
were entrusted to this by Jeria. So why don't you know anything?
Forgive me for saying this now, Lady Furina, but I have long known of your various secret investigations into certain matters. There are several indications that you have been investigating the prophecy on the sly. This is not strange in itself, considering that you are the Hydro Archon. But it is strange that you should also claim to not know any of Egeria's secrets, as well as do nothing following your inquiries. You have never been as superficial as you have presented yourself to be, nor are you a fool. And yet,
Your behavior
is very
inconsistent.
inconsistent.
So why?
So you've been watching me all this time, have you? I didn't think you were that type.
You...
Well, since you know about my secret investigations, then you should know I'm actually working to take care of it.
What are you doing
There's no
exactly?
point questioning or suspecting me. You're the Eudix, but you're still my subordinate. You should be following my lead. Just trust in me. You're Archon, and do as I say. Never mind whether you can truly convince yourself to or not. It'll all turn out fine. That's all I have to say. We do not discuss this matter again. Oh, the opera's about to start. Toodles!
What opera? After all this, you care about the opera? What?
Did Furina not notice us standing by the door? Wonder what's up with her. She was smiling. Huh. She didn't seem in the mood to care if we were listening in or not.
She seems to be deliberately hiding something.
I assume you've been outside for a while now?
Yeah, we
Oh,
overheard
you
everything.
noticed. Seems Furina didn't even realize we were here.
She was in a great panic, though I cannot discern the reason. Our discussion reached impasses time and again, a state of affairs that we cannot allow to continue. Still, I do not understand. Dialogue is the basis for understanding, so why did she keep refusing to engage?
I'm afraid questions alone might not suffice. We need to make her understand how dire the situation actually is.
Everyone in her inner circle has noticed that she is hiding some secret. The issue is her attitude. I fear that she will not reveal anything unless absolutely forced to. We may have to create a situation in which she will have no choice but to speak.
And is that why we have the trial?
Oh? Like what?
Normally, people will only reveal the truth when standing trial. Perhaps we must have the Hydro Archon experience just such a scenario.
But Furina's seen so many trials, and she's really good at dodging questions. How do we make sure that she won't just slip away at the first chance she gets?
We will need to consider this thoroughly, join forces with various parties, and then do what we can.
Well, I think we know exactly who to join
If at all
forces
possible,
with.
I would prefer to recuse myself from this affair, but we must prevent the prophecy from coming to pass. This may be cruel to her, but all Fontaine is in crisis. The information a god possesses is too precious, and so we must take a chance on this.
In that case, we will need help.
But who will lend us their aid to do such a thing?
Oh, I think I know who to call. Let's get her in. On a boat somewhere quiet in Plasan.
Well, that's everyone, huh? Speaking of which, it was pretty smart of you to think of hiding here.
Poisson was just involved in a disaster, so it's
Oh, hey,
presently
Lynette.
devoid of people. That naturally makes it the best choice.
And here you are drinking tea like it's the most natural thing in the world, huh?
That's what families should do. Sit and enjoy a leisurely time together.
Linny?
It's nice to enjoy tea here, you know? Care for a cup?
Lend me your ears, everyone. Or
Not yet
perhaps
too.
one of you might like to start us off. How about you, friend?
And Fermine.
Me? No, I don't think I can.
Then, how about you, good sir?
Risley too? Or not? No, it's just the
I
villa. Never
fear
mind.
that I will cause the mood on this boat to become as somber as it is in court.
Well then, I guess we're lucky we've got a local like me to organize things. Wonderful, the spotlight at last. I guess I'll be facilitating things from here.
Of course, the tea party. And
That was a
Coran.
little long-winded, don't you think?
Oh, you might be right. Anyway, to cut to the chase, our friend
Oh, we
here,
really
the
have
Traveler,
everybody.
has brought us together to discuss something. As for what that is, well, let's start
Actually,
by
if I was
saying that
Dendro,
we'll be
then we
pooling
all
our
7
efforts
of us would
together
be
to
different
create
elements.
A series of traps.
Because I'm Dendro. We have Hydro,
Oh.
Animal, and
How
Cryo.
intriguing.
And
Well,
Pyro.
it's just
There's
an
Navi and
expression,
Flora,
really.
Electro, and
One that I just learned from Chlorine.
Geo. Yeah.
And you.
All 7 elements are here. If I was
So,
Dendro.
let's invite her to explain in detail. A round of applause, please.
What's up with...
Huh? Didn't you say that you would be facilitating this?
Oh, come now. Your work doesn't involve much public speaking, right? This is a good chance to practice. You might even pick up some fancy oratory tricks to impress your boss with in
Why? I
the
didn't think
future.
you're actually that close friends now.
I see. And what does my boss say?
Uh-oh.
He is glad that you consider him your boss. Do go on.
What's that? What was that? Cat's Mate cafe spot? My god.
In that case, do any of you have experience hunting?
Not that I recall.
Fremine and I once used a wooden stick in a basket to catch wild rabbits when we were younger. As for Lynette, oh, right. You were sick that day, weren't you?
I've also gone diving to catch some fish before. Does that count?
I'm afraid not. You may or may not have heard, but Fontaine once played host to a group known as the Marechaussee Hunters. Though that was their name, they did not hunt animals, but rather various monsters left
Oh
behind
shit, are
by
we
the
getting this
ancient
floor here?
dynasty of King Remus. Today, Fontaine's monster population has already thinned greatly, so the hunters have blended back into society, taking up arms in other lines of work. They even left a unique methodology of hunting in their wake. A trap comprises of the following components: bait, a trigger, and a containment device.
We're gonna hunt
Sometimes a unique
Furina?
implement will also be necessary to deal with the prey. So, if we were to build a trap together, right now, what would you choose to build it with?
For me, I would prefer something basket-shaped. Pigeons and rabbits will see the bait and naturally enter the snare. Our line of work requires a deft hand, and we're some of the best in the industry, so...
We're not gonna
you can
actually
count
snare
on our
Furina, are we?
techniques.
You used some of those techniques while moving the people of Poisson, didn't you? My subordinates mentioned that you even performed some magic for the bawling children.
Yes, and I even managed to gather some intelligence in the meantime. I'm quite the multitasker if I do say so myself.
Okay, show
I'm
off.
afraid I can't claim that as my strong suit. I prefer more stable methods, like placing bait in the water and waiting for the fish to come within reach. That's the kind of method I would count on.
Calm and steady. Exactly the kind of person who would catch loads of fish.
And I can be their assistant.
With discretion, I'm sure.
I'd probably use some sort of mechanical animal. Papa once bought me some small clockwork squirrels, mice, and such. When placed in the forest, they can attract others of their kind. I remember that you liked those too, didn't you?
Aw, they're all besties.
And that would be a good way to go about it.
That's kind of funny,
They're
actually.
realistic enough. Animals of the same
So I guess
kind
they were
will
really
follow
close
them all
before
way to
the incident
trial.
happened.
What about you, Monsieur Neuvillette?
I fear I do not have any related experience.
I don't think a dragon sufferer has experience
That makes
hunting,
sense.
you know.
You usually solve problems directly, without the use of any such tricks. But I do have one more question for you, monsieur. If we were to create a trap now, how would you design it?
I would like for it to be effective, but bring no harm to the prey. A more gentle trap would be ideal.
Kind, as always. However, our intention doesn't necessarily change the containment device and the type of implement we need. If we wanted to kill the prey in one strike, we would need a powerful implement. However, that also goes for prey that must be captured and safely contained.
Wait, why's that?
Only a hunter who's a true expert at subduing their prey can snare it without harming it. The line that divides life and death is often exceedingly thin.
So are we going hunting together?
Huh. We hadn't thought of seeing ourselves as hunters. It kinda works, but
Yeah,
maybe it's
for
still
sure.
not the best metaphor.
I guess we're hunting an Archon now, are we?
Capturing and dealing with our prey is to put them on trial, and the hunting metaphor is actually quite accurate.
Then how do we bait them to be on
But we shall
trial?
require much more courage than any hunter to judge a god, a being whose seat is an exalted throne.
That's right.
Oh, so that's what's going on. Sounds very interesting.
Okay, Lenny, don't get creepy ideas, Jesus. Corner's hunting metaphor was just that, a metaphor. You would not call this a hunt, because that's not what you should do at the present. Nor the relationship between you and Furina had reached such a dire stage. What you need is simply a secret she's keeping. Attending to take her secrets is an act of sacrilegious disrespect, but must be done to prevent Fontaine from sinking into the waters and foretold in the prophecy. There is neither a hunter nor prey, but there must be a trap. That's what you need. But yeah, like, again, as I said before, if I was Ninja Traveler, all 7 of us there would be all different elements. I'm not kidding. Which is kind of funny actually. I kind of like when games does that sometimes.
It's been a tough few days, hasn't it? So much has been happening.
Those meetings sure did make me hungry.
Paimon didn't think the meetings would go on for so long, but everyone seemed pretty fired up, huh? Paimon thought they'd be at least a little frightened. Well, Fremine was, now that Paimon thinks about it, but everyone else just looked a little surprised.
Do you feel more confident after the meetings, Paimon?
Well... It's hard to say. Paimon doesn't have any experience with this sort of thing. But with you around, Paimon sure will do great. After all, you're the most reliable person in the world, aren't you? Huh?
Something wrong?
Did you just pour some tea? Paimon didn't notice you doing that at all.
No, I didn't.
Then what's that?
Oh my god!
Paimon's never seen that cup before.
Don't be frightened. I'm just joining you two for tea. I merely refrained from saying anything till now.
Nicole.
Who's that voice? But there's no one here.
Ah, have you forgotten me already?
I have not.
Wait, you are familiar. You're the voice we heard from the sky in Sumeru.
The voice from the sky,
Are we just gonna not canonize
that description is
Woodlum?
wrong. Though, not completely wrong. You're feeling lost now, just as you were feeling previously. I sensed that confusion and thus came to you. Guiding people is an irresistible hobby of mine, after all.
Yeah, but nothing in this world changed by Irminsul. So who are you? And what do you want with us?
Consider me a passerby, just accepting a commission from my friend's disciple on a whim.
Mona. Friend's disciple. So this is one of the friends of Mona's master, the enigmatic end of the Hexenzirkel. Allow me to ask you, will Fontaine's prophecy come true?
The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesized will
Oh, it's just Mage N. We know who she is,
you
though.
view such things as the history of the future.
What? Then is there any way we can stop it?
I believe you have witnessed a failed attempt with your own eyes. Can everything in Tevat so easily be changed?
There is again. Fate. Can there really be no exceptions?
Ah, so you've caught on. Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods, could things be happening in hidden corners where the gods' gaze does not fall? Are the things that you shall see different from the fate that the gods perceive?
All we have to do is defy it. That's all we have to do.
What is she talking about? It all sounds really impressive and important and stuff, but it also sounds kind of scary.
Tina Teacup is just about gone as well.
I believe that you understand, right? Some things are insignificant, but others you must reach out to change. Ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Tevat's future. All you need to do is to play your part. This was good tea, by the way. Thank you for your hospitality. Well, that'll be all for today.
The voice. It's gone.
Mage N, is this the clue you're leaving for us? Who's outside?
What? Paimon hears someone talking. Alright, coming!
You're getting more diligent, Paimon.
Hey, it's you who's getting lazy, okay?
Oh, am I now?
Well, I
Oh,
see
no.
I've walked in on some lively banter.
Mona!
How have you been these past few days?
Fine, just fine. I went to take part in that Steambird panel. It turned out to be more interesting than I expected. not all Fontanians are pessimistic about this. One journalist mentioned that sitting around and waiting for the end to come would be wrong, and that they should make their own rescue preparations. I agreed, so we had a brief chat with her.
Did she have pink hair by any chance?
Why, yes! It was
Charlotte.
You remember her, right? That daredevil
Yeah,
journalist?
we met in Mondstadt together, remember,
I'm
Mona?
in full support of her view. Prophecies are very important, but how can people allow their lives to be commandeered by just a few words?
That's right! Paimon's glad to hear something sensible for once.
Ah, yes. About what we had discussed before. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't reach the old hag. I'll try again tonight, but I wouldn't get your hopes up.
Actually, someone already came over.
Huh?
Yeah, Nicole met us again.
Goodness gracious.
Second time now.
Are you serious?
I believe she came to pass a message to us.
She said that even the god's gaze has blind spots. Pretty bold if you ask Paimon. Most people would believe the gods to be all-knowing, right?
Nope.
The Hexenzirkel members are certainly anything but ordinary. As for the mage named N, the old hag has mentioned her a few times. She said that N's sense of direction is incredible, and that she loves guiding those who are lost. But I've never met her, and if she were still alive, she'd be... well, suffice it to say that the hag's at least a few hundred now, and N's been around for longer than that.
Whoa. The Hexenzirkel sounds like a scary group. But they must really stay in shape to live so long.
Their abilities alone are pretty terrifying. If she came to see you personally, then the problem you're facing must truly be of great importance.
Well, it's not like Paimon could understand anything she said.
Yes, she was quite cryptic, but I suspect she means that there is still a way to turn things around. She didn't say when or what that would be, though, so...
I think I know.
Perhaps it is something that you cannot know right now.
True. Her words were meant to be as a helpful hint, but when will we realize their value and meaning? Was that the best answer that my question could have gotten?
Traveler, Paimon, are you two alright?
Oh, we're fine. We're just a little down right now. It kind of feels like the end is coming.
Well, the end is coming, if it can, unless you can stop it.
I feel that same sense of desperation, too. I guess you could consider me someone who has often witnessed fate. So far as I have seen, it cannot be swayed.
Mona should know this
But
better
even
than
so,
others.
I still hope for, and believe in, miracles. Astrology is eternal and rational, but fate may not be. It is cruel, but it can also be beautiful. Perhaps that's what En was trying to tell you. Not to lose heart, and to believe that what you are seeing playing out before you is not yet set in stone.
The truth not shown is nothing but an illusion.
Steering clear of all this, but I couldn't. Even if this is all
The truth is what we
futile,
see
I
with
still
our own
wish to
eyes.
help everyone. If we don't struggle to the last, then how can we face the end when it comes?
Huh. You do have a point.
There I go, talking about astrological principles again. Sorry about that. The moment I start talking about work-related stuff... I need to get going.
Don't worry about it, Mona. And thank you.
It was worth trying to comfort you, even if only a little. I believe that you'll help those who are struggling in the same way I did. I suppose that might be why we always seem to meet by coincidence.
Guess so.
Paimon feels kind of moved by what Mona said. But also kind of sad, too. Hey, Traveler. Paimon suddenly feels like going outside for a walk. Let's go.